in the UK, in the Middle East, in Kenya and other places in Africa, of course, in the US, go through and graduate through this program and have incredible outcomes, such as people 5xing their pay.
And we know that the issue of inequity in the workplace has been front and center of many discussions especially during the pandemic. Now, the conversations have mostly been centered around gender and race, but on the show tonight, we want to specifically look at unique hurdles that hinder the career growth of Black men in corporate America. Now, this is a group whose workplace issues are rarely analyzed in isolation. Now, there's research from Coqual, a nonprofit that does research on equity at the workplace, shows that Black men occupy less than 0.8% senior leadership roles in the top 500 companies in the US. Now, while some of the reasons behind the underrepresentation might be systemic and entrenched or even historical, tonight we want to explore the unique, covert, and unseen obstacles that might be holding Black men from reaching their desired career goals. What are the unseen forces that Black men are subconsciously unaware of at the workplace that are keeping them away from the pay, the positions, the recognitions, and the promotions that they want? Now, to help us uncover these hidden landmines at work that target Black men is, believe it or not, a Black woman, Ms. TABITHA NJERI. Now, Tabitha is a career acceleration expert based in Houston, Texas, and has previously been a guest on the OneMicShow. She spent over 15 years in corporate America, where she rose from a human resources administrator to a vice president at a global Fortune 250 company. Now, beyond her professional achievements, Tabitha has had profound impact on the lives of African leaders and professionals through her career acceleration program that has empowered over 300 individuals in diverse professions. Now, as we speak, Tabitha will be hosting a Zoom meeting this upcoming Wednesday, the 13th of September from 6 p.m. The Zoom session will be providing tips and strategies to Black men on how to master and conquer corporate America. Now, you can find the link to register for the session down on the Facebook comment section. We've already pinned it, so make sure you go there and book, because there are limited slots that are available. Or you can also directly go to her career acceleration program for. You can enroll directly to her career acceleration program for men at tabithanjeri.com/men. Yes, let me repeat that again. It's tabithanjeri.com/men. Now, I want to take this opportunity to welcome Tabitha. Welcome to the OneMicShow. How are you doing today?
She's on mute.
Okay.
I am doing fantastic.
Okay.
And I'm really looking forward to this session. And let me say this.
Yes.
Right? I see 3 men in there, right? And I hope that as we go through this discussion, you will challenge me, you will push me, and we'll have a really rich discussion. So nothing is off the table, guys. That's what I want to say. I'm super excited. Okay.
What a way to start. 3 men in the studio. There's actually 4, maybe 5. There's some that you're not seeing. But don't worry about the challenges. The challenges are going to come in thick and fast. So not to worry about that. Now, before we get down to knowing why Tabitha, a Black woman, is here to talk about Black men, because I know that's what's racing through most people's mind, I want you to tell us what you've been up to since you were last on the OneMicShow. That was back in July of 2021. I cannot believe it's been more than 2 years.
You know, I love the OneMicShow for this, and I have to say thank you, because at that time, I was launching the Career Acceleration Program for women for the very first time. Right. So I came on this show and I was having a Zoom that weekend, and you were the first people to hear about what was happening. So since then, right, we've had over 300 professional women in the UK, in the Middle East, in Kenya and other places in Africa, of course, in the US, go through and graduate through this program and have incredible outcomes, such as people 5xing their pay, getting promotions when they had never gotten promotions, and so much more. And also since then, I've done a lot of one-on-one sessions, one-on-one coaching with leaders, from C-suite executives to leaders who lead global programs in Africa, over all of Africa, and leaders in the US too. And that's where I've actually had the opportunity to connect with a lot of men. Right. So that's been something I've been doing.
Okay. And thank you so much. We're glad to know that that session that you had 2 years ago was able to get you to get women to register for your program, and up to the point where you are today, where you said you were registering, I think you said more than 300 into your program. Now, Tabitha, before we get into today's conversation, in one of the WhatsApp groups that I shared the promo for this show, someone said, and this is me quoting, someone said, how ironic you couldn't get a black man to handle this topic. How is she an expert in this topic? End quote. Tabitha, how do you empathetically respond to this gentleman who asked this question?
I think the first way I'll empathetically respond to this that is a little bit explosive, which is the fact that I feel that as a Kenyan community, I have no idea this is a person who's Kenyan, but I suspect that it is, we have gendered too many issues. Right? That the issue of gender, men versus women, is coming up too much, right? But let me say this. The reason I'm qualified to do this is, first, I have grown my own career as a Black woman to incredible success in corporate America. So I am not just talking theory, I've walked the path. Secondly, right, I have worked in male-dominated spaces. In fact, there was pictures I show of my corporate experience where often I'm the only Black person and one of less than 10% of women, and the majority of the other people are white men. So I understand those challenges. And then finally, what I can say is that I have directly worked with Black men to help them accelerate their careers, and even Kenyan men to help them break through ceilings that they never thought were possible before. I'll give you an example. I have a client, Jack, who actually was in one of my cohorts, and Jack is in tech. And Jack was struggling to break through into leadership. He's a Kenyan man. He's a great performer. He was doing everything right, but was like, why can't I break through? And I'm here to tell you that within 6 months of joining one of my programs, something that he had been unable to do for years actually happened. He got promoted into a manager in tech, right? So I'm here to say that the reason I can talk about this is because I'm a Black woman. I've led men. I've guided and coached Black men. And these issues are not always as gendered, especially when we think about Black men and Black women.